Governor, on your tax plan, there has been some people who have scored it and suggested that it could cost us $3 trillion ultimately. How do you respond to that?
Well, they don't look at the full plan. What I say is we're going to cut the top marginal rate across the board by 20%, and at the same time we're going to limit deductions and exemptions to pay for most of that, and then additional growth will pay for the rest of that, such that our plan does not increase the deficit. And then combine that with the savings I just described with Tom in terms of cutting back several government programs or eliminating some of those programs, and we finally get America to a balanced budget. So all totaled, it's a very strong pro-growth policy that gets the economy going and cuts back on the scale of government.
Governor, the premise behind Simpson-Bowles is that there needs to be something that's done on both sides of the ledger book, that we bring in higher revenue and we cut spending from the government. And if you take a look at your tax plan, obviously there are a lot of different ways that it's scored, but H&R Block has something out right now that says for a family of over $700,000 who's making over $700,000, if they apply your tax plan to it, that family would end up paying a little more than $50,000 less in taxes. And I guess my question becomes, does your plan assume that we can get to tackling the budget deficit by cutting some of those expenditures and by raising growth in that alone, or is there a need to actually raise more tax revenue?
You know, actually, what I put out of my plan is a series of principles that allow our economy to grow and at the same time maintain a neutral budget impact. And so I haven't laid out all the details of how we're going to deal with each one of the deductions and exemptions. So I think it's kind of interesting for the groups to try and score it, because frankly it can't be scored because those kinds of details are going to have to be worked out with Congress, and we have a wide array of options.